In this demo, I'm going to show you how to check the timing of a very simple visual stimulus response paradigm. The experiment runs on our second PC using a standard experiment generator. All it does is present a visual stimulus and then terminates on a response. To enable the Blackbox toolkit to make responses, we've wired active switch closure lead 1 to numeric key 2 on the keypad. Once running, we can see what that looks like on the experiment generator screen and on the front panel of the Blackbox toolkit. We can see the Blackbox toolkit making automated responses at known reaction times to the visual stimulus bitmaps as each one appears. Now I'm going to show you what that looks like on the Blackbox toolkit. First, you'd select DASCAR, which will basically generate responses when a stimulus is detected. To begin with, use the wizard, pick the stimulus material which will trigger a response. In this case, anything on Opto 1 will trigger a response. The reaction time will be 300 milliseconds. Now we choose what to output. Here it's an active switch closure. Next, we pick the duration we want the button held down for. Here, 100 milliseconds. Next, click Generate. Now we need to clear the black box as memory, so we click Clear. Then we need to program it. Finally, we need to tell it to start. At this point, we'd set our paradigm running and then click Start. The black box then captures a progress bar, shows us how long there is left to run. Once a capture is finished, we'll be given some summary statistics about how many samples were taken and the duration of the run, along with the SERP rate. To analyse the data, click on Done. Here we can see the raw line change data is shown in both the spreadsheet and as a textual dump from the ARM chip. Here we can see the line-by-line analysis spreadsheet. This shows us the onsets for each opto, the offsets and the duration. If we scroll across, we can see the onsets for the responses that we generated. Here we can see it was held down for 100 milliseconds. To make analysis easier, we can enlarge the logic analyzer window. Here we can see events on the opto, so that's when every stimulus bitmap was displayed. Then on the active switch closure line, we can see our responses along with the duration. Remember, these should have been 300 milliseconds RT relative to the onset of the bitmap stimulus, and they should have lasted for 100 milliseconds. To analyse our data, we can press M for measure and then drag two measurement cursors around. So here I'll snap onto the front of the first visual stimulus. Then I'll snap onto the leading edge of the response. I can zoom in by pressing plus on the keyboard just to make sure I've got an accurate snap. Then we can read off the actual reaction time. By using the measurement cursors, we know that we generated responses at exactly 300 milliseconds. So what we would do to work out the error would be to look at the results from our standard experiment generator and look at the difference between 300 milliseconds and what was recorded by that. Now we might want to highlight the data we'd snapped the cursors to in the spreadsheet, so we can restore the size of the window to its default size and then press H for highlight in the analyzer, and we can see that the leading edges are very quickly jumped to, so it makes analysis much easier.